No club in Spanish football has had a downfall like Malaga. Yes, they didn't finish rock bottom of their division, but they've been relegated to the 3rd division in Spain, and 10 years ago, they were in the Champions League. They were relegated even before the season fully ended. That's how rough it's got for what was once a huge team in Spanish football. So today we're going to try and rebuild Malaga, and of course Pellicer is going to stay on as manager to try and redo the wrongdoings that have been done at this club. 8 million in the bank, but you know every other video on this channel really is one where we don't spend that cash, as we cannot buy anyone and only use them free agents. Let's hope it's second time lucky for this manager. Of course, we're not changing the divisions about from the start of this FIFA, because like when we did Benevento, if we changed the teams round, Malaga wouldn't be in the division. They wouldn't be in the game, as this is the team that we're building with, and to be fair, it doesn't look too bad. We've got Villabla, who I'm sure was actually at an English club, was it Birmingham? Junior came across from Mallorca, if I'm not wrong, and Castro looks like a striker we can get behind. And after shaking up the lineup, I've got this one. We are not going to change the formation just yet, until we probably go on a losing streak. We can use our academy, of course, and Ricardo Ledesma. Oh, I can't wait to get you in the team. The only problem is, where does he play? What's expected of us? Mid-table, so they're not too high, the hopes. Of course, they did get relegated. They want a crucial forward, even though we've got 2 brilliant ones. What's that about? And actually looking at the squad, Ruben Castro's 41-year-old. Maybe I understand the forward shout now. And I am not messing about at all in this save. The first free agent is Yaya Jabrain. I don't plan on bringing a lot in this first season, but he can probably strengthen our midfield. And I'm looking around the free agent market. This first season, when I usually sign a lot, it's not appealing to me. However, we've got Homam Ahmed from Qatar. He's our new left wing back. Our squad is very old, but still he's a younger, fresher face. We've got Jabrani, who is old of course himself, but fits into the midfield like a glove. Happy with this going into the first game, I'm pretty sure. As the first game in pre-season is a 1-1 draw against Hibernian, telling me the team may not be ready. But there's no one available. And as we promoted Ledesma, we've changed his position to a striker, and it's done us some good. It's done us that good, I kind of believe that we go 4-2-2-2 in the Spanish 2nd division. Risk it for a biscuit. And we start this season off with Burgos, or Burgess. I'm not good with names, especially Spanish team names. I haven't got the accent for it. Still, we're going to trust this formation and trust this team to start off this season good. A draw just like pre-season. Villabla with the goal. Curo. Is there anything else to do business-wise? And the answer to any business is no, because deadline day is going over, and we're trusting only 2 signings and a big, of course, academy player to try and do well halfway through the year. That's halfway through this preliminary season, I guess. We're 11th in the table, so bang in the middle. Ibiza, who we've already managed down there, and we're actually 5 points off the playoffs, but with the game played over, Las Palmas. An even bigger positive than being close to the playoffs is our academy. I bought a 5-star scout because we didn't, of course, sign many players. Humberto Montoya promote straight away. Jose Manuel Gil promote straight away, and Ibar Villar. Oh, we can't even promote him yet. We can promote Andrade, though. Looks like we've had some release clauses paid as well, because we've lost Villabla in the team. And maybe that's it, actually. The board, of course, happy with what we've done right there business-wise. So we've got the star. As have we actually managed to gain promotion or a playoff push? We haven't. We fell further down. 13th in our first season still ain't bad. It ain't bad. It's better than real life. That's all you can ask for. We were very far off the playoffs. In fact, 20 points off Eibar, who I do have a soft spot for, as Atletico Madrid won the Copa de España. There are the playoff games in our division, and of course, no other things to check right there. No continental or note. I think we're pretty far off the Champions League now, as Castro, that's why he didn't go down a rate, and he scored 15 goals. And Ledesma with 12, even though he's 75 rated. Castro outscored him, with Fomba getting 5 and a couple more players getting a few. Is he retiring, though, at the end of the year? He is. Castro's going. Alongside many of these players, I'm going to try and delegate a new contract to Yabane, but he's got a It's got to take that decrease. I'll try and get that done and move on to next year. 13 million given to us in this second season. It was 14, but I've put it straight into the scouts as I'm expecting a promotion. Yep, fight for promotion objective. There it is. As another forward. What is with forwards? I've just been scouting around as well. Some of these players that we can sign, man. They're looking very good. These first two are interesting as well. We've re-signed Fran Vilabla. Don't know where he went, but he was a free agent, so he's got released from wherever he went. And he's coming back and sending my controller nuts. But the next one, in the second division of Spain, Sergio Ramos. Made us bench good as well. We've got the youth player Hill on it. Roberto returning from a loan at Barcelona. And the formation's changed again. But if you also thought no other business was happening, you've got to think again, because we've just got another brilliant striker in. Luka Salihovic is the new Edin Dzeko. Still not finished there, though. Oya Aguirre is a really decent youngish player for the bench. And an experienced head like Ramos is Victor Camarasa. Even played in the Premier League at one point. Look at Salihovic, though. He's 17-year-old. He's 71 rated, so we've got two out-and-out perfect strikers. He's just a goalkeeper. And still our right-back's youngster, so we don't really need a right-back. As we have one of those two positions we're looking for cooking in the background, we face Eibar, who were, of course, in the playoffs at the Municipal de Apuera Stadium. Do we get a win with our forward team? No, we don't. A 0-0, but we know they're going to be a decent team this year. We did keep a clean sheet, of course, but we still want to add to our back line with Oscar Wale as our new goalkeeper. Squad's quite huge, but then again, we've built a very good starting 11 with Sergio Ramos, even though we've got Montoya, who's not the best yet, and Juan de Ramos should do the job of 3. In the second division, surely time to sell up a few. Don't you think? So Bustinza is the first one out. He's definitely not going to be the last. And I've had a change of heart. We are going to sign one more player, Humberto Rojas, who is a left-back 16-year-old, so he won't be near the first team yet. And halfway through, the thing I say most of these videos, halfway through, we are going to be 5th in the league. Only 3 defeats, you know. It's the draws that are letting us down. Elche, who were relegated top of the division, with Valencia relegated. Las Palmas, Cadiz, us, and Cartagena all make up them playoffs. Gotta be wary of Eibar. They were not far beneath us at all, and the team's ratings are very, very good. I'm happy with how it's going. And we've got somehow 19 million still in the bank after Ramos's wages, after the wages of Vilabla. Mental. Selling players still as well to make them finances go up as we try to bring 2 marquee players in to finish this season with. Welcome the Serbian defender Uros Radakovic, who can just shore it up a bit, and the Paraguayan winger who's very good actually, Matias Rojas, after his release, comes to Malaga. Everyone almost above the rating of 70 apart from Montoya, but he's our academy player who will be soon, and he's still under the age of 20. This team is beautiful. A thumbs down so far at the end of the year though, but is it playoffs at least? Yes it is! You can see right there, we've got Cadiz. A very decent team, of course, being in La Liga very recently, as the colour scheme and all those badges is very, very satisfying as it was. Top of the playoffs as well. There was no catching Elche and Valencia, who ran away with it. So we got 3rd best. Did we do anything in the cup as well, as Getafe actually won it? No big clubs near the final, actually. Are they not in this competition? Maybe not. I don't know, as we lost to Eibar. How's this first leg going to go as well? They've got Ramos up front, we've got Ramos at the back, and we've got a 1-0 win off the bench, Salihovic. Now to the Estadio La Rosadela. We're at home. Can Pellicier's team beat this team here? Right again. He's got it right again. Messed the words up there. 3-1, 4-1 in aggregate. And Rojas, our youngster. Or actually, maybe it wasn't as youngster, because we've got 2 Rojases in this team. We've got one right there, and then we've got one sat on the bench. Not longer until he potentially takes over, as we got a manager of the month as well. 2 legs now against Eibar after beating Cadiz off. Cadiz, of course, being in the La Liga more recent than Eibar and Malaga. So the best is out of the way and we get a 2-1 lead. Please say we can do this back to back though. We need to win at their place. They've got Stoichkov in the team. It's a 3-3 draw, which doesn't matter because that means we are promoted to La Liga. 5-4 on aggregate. Rojas, Guimaraes, should I say, and Ledzema. Beautiful. Speaking of our youngster Ledzema, he got 24 goals at the age of 19. He's our main player next season if he doesn't leave. Rojas, what a pickup he was for the end of the season. Valablia, wow. Wowzeroonie, his impact's been brilliant. And Ramos with 10 goals from centre-back. Signings definitely need to be made for this third season right here. It's hotting up in this room. It's hotting up with the team. Strikers are okay. It's definitely defence. 100% defence and midfield that needs strengthening. As I usually say, we need players that will be shiny gold on Ultimate Team or just normal gold. 75 rated all round. The board also expected an avoiding relegation season with another forward signing. I'm getting sick and tired of that objective. And then we failed the other two. Oops. And we're given 36 million. 36 big ones. 36 euros. Million euros. 36 euros won't be much. But that is extremely good to try and survive with. And we're going to start off like we did with Ramos earlier on. With another experienced head. Sergi Roberto. Now, of course, either side of El Clasico. I'm just hoping they can be nice to each other. Play next to each other. Oh, never mind. Never mind, because he's retired, Ramos. He's left us. But that still applies to this new man, of course. He's another Real Madrid defender, or ex-defender now, Jesus Vallejo. He's left them now. Jude Bellingham stole his number. Alongside him is Javier Mendes, a rock at the back. This man looks absolutely amazing. 18-year-old, 77 rated. The only problem is, same position as Roberto. Still not finished, though. We've got to play exactly the same as Javier, who we've just signed. Iñaki Herrera is a left back, 77 rated, 18-year-old. Unbelievable. And speaking of unbelievable players, Denis Suarez is quite good for Malaga. 5 perfect signings, really, straight out of the bats, and I can't wait to add more with the money we've got. Getting more players into the club, though, still. We're not finished at that 5. We've got a Jose Perez, the ex-Leicester man. He's just been at Real Betis. And Fred! Always the man you can trust on. Fred again. Squad is looking tip-top diddly-doo at the start of this season. Goalkeeper is what we're going to probably look at. And Wale was one of the stronger players last season. But if you think we're done there as well, no. We'll still round this squad up. Might as well. We've got the money. Cheers to that. We've got another left back in the squad. We've got Aynan Munoz of Sociedad, I think he came from. And because we think Fred will be on his own a little bit, we've gone ahead and gone right down here to get a centre-back in Guilherme Garcia from Brazil. And he's 18-year-old. Perfect replacement for when Sergio Roberto doesn't feel like playing centre-back. And of course, I mentioned getting a goalkeeper in. We've not gone and got a young player in. He's quite old, but Petr Kolashki, the Hungarian, hungry to play for Malaga. That rounds them all up. Look how many we have signed. All good quality as well. Bring me the first team that we play. We shall smite them down with that lineup. As it's Real Betis, actually. So Jose Perez better be ready to face his former side. Will Malaga get off to a good start now? They're back in the big time and they've splashed the cash. We don't. Luis Enrique's brace sees us fall in our first fixture. And that set me in panic mode just a bit. So, welcome to the club, Thomas Araujo. Another defender, just to sit on the bench as a centre-half. And when you look halfway and you see that you've got a Manager of the Month award to start off in the inbox, it's always a good sign. The board have got thumbs up. We've got to be avoiding relegation. And we are 7th. We're above Atletico Madrid and Seville. Would have never predicted that. Espanyol are the bigger shocks than us, though. However, they're only 6 points off of us. Could we have Europa football? Anything? Conference in this first season? We could, you know, as don't you dare turn off on me again, Mr. Camera, as look at Ledzema. I think he's had something to do with his push. Yeah, 11 goals in this top division for him. Maybe we lose him soon if we don't get any European football. Rojas is brilliant. And always, Fred is just Mr. Reliable. I don't know what else we can do to improve this team. Of course, we'll have Roberto and Vallejo go down soon, but then we've got Araujo and Mendes to step in. We've got Munoz if we lose Herrera. We've got Camarasa if we really do have a struggle in the midfield. Cam is literally the only position I'm slightly considering. And our scouts are amazing because we've got Saki-san, who is Hendrik Mkhitaryan. He is again. We've signed his regen before. We'll do it again. A young player, 19-year-old, 74 rated. We are prepared for the future. However, I'd love to get European football this season just to keep Ledesma here. Oh, no, we didn't. We slipped up. So keeping our strikers going to be very difficult. It was 13 points in the end. Not good. Not good at all. At least there was no shocks in the table, really. Espanyol was 7th, but they fell out of the European places, so it was just the norm that we still have to break into. Valencia going down again. He's unbelievable. And Sociedad in 14th. Scored 19 goals as well, did the main man. Rojas with 17. He's very good for an older player. And Vilabla still trying to keep Mkhitaryan's regen out. Now they want defenders. Now they've come and met some common sense, Malaga, because we have Ledesma, but we'll probably lose him and need to sign defenders, which is stupid, as they want European football, which is less stupid because that's also what I want. Ratings didn't really change last season. That was an issue for us. We need them to definitely shoot up a little bit. We need a midfielder, and I would love another centre-back. Our fullbacks and wingers are okay. We've just received the message after giving him a new contract saying he has confidence in Pellissier, the manager, of course. And that's a really good sign, actually. So I've got 2 signings to start off this window with, and one is a midfielder attacking one in Savanier. He's probably just going to sit on the bench. And we've got a 16-year-old Colombian wonder kid. If this were Football Manager, I'd be going mental as Ramiro Garrido. Bienvenido. Might have to say goodbye to Vilablia as Garrido is now out of the squad altogether. I'm trying to get it mixed up, but everyone's close in ratings, and that is what we're going to go into the season with if no one else is signed. But give me another centre-back, please. And yeah, really struggling to actually make signings for the rest of this season. We might even sell players like Sergio Roberto. We've got Mendes to step in for cover as his first game of the season is up right here. It's Rayo Vallecano. Very interesting. This should be the start of our European campaign. They've got João Pedro up front and Gibbs White. A decent team for Vallecano, but not decent enough. Ayen, Rojas, and Ledesma. And we've got him on a 5-year contract, I forgot to mention as well. Ledesma to just get rid of release clauses, because now the release clause is 5 million. 500 million, should I say. Oh, not that cheap. The squad, I don't know. I don't know if it looks stronger or not. I would love if Garcia actually started going up in ratings. That's the most annoying player out of them all. And halfway through, it is better than last year. 1 draw, 7 defeats, and 10 victories. Has us above Atletico at the halfway point again. And in 5th. 5th's not bad. We're just behind all the big clubs. But speaking of clubs, Athletic Club or Atletico Bilbao, 0 defeats and top La Liga by 6 points. Go on, Bilbao. I actually can't wait to see how we do for the remainder of the season, because I don't think there's really a signing we can make. And come the end, is it Europa? Yes, I think that is. It's orange, isn't it? I think that is Europa League. Even if it's conference, I'll take it. 4 seasons in, and Malaga have been shifted back to where they was not 10 years ago. We still got to leap up. We were 3 points off Atletico in 4th. What a run as, Sociedad won the Copa de España. We were in the semi-finals and lost on away goals. Ledesma is honestly a perfect player. I just got a glimpse of his rating there. It was 92. We'll see him at the top of the page anyway. I would have sold him, but now I think he's on to be one of the best players in career mode ever. I kind of want to keep him around. 21 goals, 92 rated. Rojas with 19. He's brilliant, better than I thought. With Suarez doing well, and Saki-san coming into his element. So our first season back in the big time, really. I mean, the top division is the big time, as they want us in the Champions League next year after this as well, as we're only expected the group stage of the Europa, and it's low priority, actually. 2 youngsters. All sounds doable. I'd do anything for a good season this year, as we're given 85 million. The board are very generous, considering where they are in real life, and to be fair, where we've come from, we've been given the money, not had to make it. We're going to start off with a backup striker in Santiago Castro, just because I think he could be a 3rd choice or 2nd choice, because I know our Bosnian striker on the bench isn't too happy. Oh, and then I've just found Roberto down here. Oh well, we make mistakes. And we've managed to get another youngster in, a midfielder, Pablo Medina. But he's not the only midfielder. Gregor Schaefer. Now this is better. Been quite a stalling window, actually. We haven't got much done, but he's actually better than Saki-san, and he's younger, so into the team he goes. And actually, I might try Saki-san on the wing. That could be a shout. Defense, I've shuffled around with positions, and it's actually helped us a lot. But then again, no new fresh faces. Our first game of the season is Osasuna as well. Longstaff, Sissoko in the midfield with NSU now up front. If we're going to win a game, it's not going to be this one. We start off our La Liga campaign with an L. And as soon as we do that, we actually get another one. So we've got his options covered with Hirohi Sudakov. We're going all around the nations. If you don't win your first game, there's always the danger of making a signing. And there he is, just behind Ledesema. Might have started the league in drastic fashion, but still, we know what other league we're focusing on as well. This one, because that's a difficult group. Zulte Waregem can cause a surprise. Rangers, Stade Brestois, and ourselves in the Europa League. And hold your horses, we've got a Manager of the Month award. Is it one better in the Champions League? No, it's not. We're 12. Not many points between each team, but 10 between us and Barcelona in 6th. Bilbao continuing to shock, and Sociedad's back up there when we just needed them not to be, as we aren't in the preliminary round because we topped the group by a point. I didn't expect to win that group. Can see it was a tight affair, but we've done it. We go through. Looking for centre-backs is main priority, though. We didn't keep enough goals out, and goals aren't a problem when you've got Ledesma up front. And I literally, for the life of me, cannot find any other players. So Vallejo, Araujo, I trust you both so much. I've just noticed Vallejo's Real Madrid, and Araujo, although it isn't the actual Araujo, is the name of the Barcelona Uruguayan centre-half. Interesting fun fact. And we always stop if we reach the semi-finals, which we have done, but it's Bayern Munich. Boo. I have no faith in this team at all. The only person I have faith in is our striker. All my days and we've got a 3-3 draw. Rojas and Saki-san. That was one of the biggest shocks I think I've ever seen in the career mode. Can we get past that? 6-6, and we've won on penalties 5-4. What is going on here? It is a competition designed for Spanish teams as we face Dortmund, Bayern's rivals, next. On to the final we go, as we need to check the league and everything at the Estadio de Dragao this final. As how did we do? We finished 6th, which I think is Conference League. So we built it back up a little bit, and we will be in the European football next year. That's a nice fact, but what isn't is losing on the penalties against Sevilla in the Copa de España. That is absolutely gut-wrenching. As who scored most goals? I really did wonder, but of course it's Ledesma 35. Rojas with 20 and 12 assists, though. He is superb. Calvo. Sudakov's come and done business. They all have. Saki-san getting better. Nothing really matters, though, if we don't beat Dortmund in this finale. Our defense is what really hurts us. But it doesn't matter about the defending. Shea for the new signing with 2, and Ledesma extra time. Malaga win, and Malaga will return after I think it's, what, 14 or 50 years in this career mode since the last time they were in the Champions League. Back again. Don't know what's going on with that graphic right there. Dia grabs player of the month. That's really thrown me off. But how do they expect us in the Champions League? A semi-final? We've got Ledesma and we've done well. But we're not a Champions League semi-final team. And I tell you what, as we've started scouting in this season, it is a lot harder than you expect for a Champions League club. Really is. We found one player though. Aguirre Ruiz. He's 75 rated at 17-year-old. He's on £500 or £600 a week. Look at that. I'm not even joking. What a coup. I mean, if we don't get a 10-year contract because of that, I don't know what warrants one. And at least we've got another position sorted, which we needed to sort, really. Sasa Lukic is a central midfielder and not an attacking one for once. Super Cup right here as well, which we start with. Oh, Atletico Madrid won the Champions League. That's interesting, that. As they've beaten us 3-0. I just didn't think this was the Super Cup because I didn't really I think I downplayed Atletico a bit, but Cunha's got a hat-trick to beat us. Start off with Betis as well, again, for the actual proper season now. Let's see what Ledzema can do. Damage in the league? No. Ludovic Blas with 2, and they had 10 men. At least we get to see his Champions League group after that disappointing start. We've got Torino, okay, and then Dynamo Kiev, ourselves, and Manchester City. Aiming for that second spot because we know the first isn't possible. But one thing that is possible though, and I'm so glad it is, even though we had him in the last save, is Pape Matar Sarr coming to us from his release at Tottenham. This guy has so much potential. And manager of the month again. But we've got the thumbs down from the board because we're only in 6th. We're above Real Madrid and we're 3 points off Champions League spots. I won't get too ahead of yourself, board. If you sack me, who's going to win the Champions League? Because we are through. And we've got Stade Rennais. Stade Rennais. No offence, but I think that is the perfect draw. I mean, Basel's still in there. Basel, Salzburg are in there, Mönchengladbach. We finished top of the group as well, so that proves that City aren't cracking. How? How did we beat City twice, or not lose them twice? Probably 2 draws that we got. Word against City. Oh no, I'm wrong. We beat them 1-0 in November. I'm guessing that was a Ledzema goal and parked the bus. And then the other game against them was a draw. And there's 2 goalkeepers I always sign. Chesney or Trapp? Which one's this gonna be? Because it is one of them. They always help lift the Champions League, and I'm hoping they can this season if we're gonna go for it. And it is Kevin Trapp. Here we go. Stade Municipal for the first game away against Stade Rennais. I can't hide my excitement. I think this is a chance, but they've got Salah, Ilias, and Abel Ruiz up front, who's very good, but he's not Ledzema. He's not Ledzema. There we go. Mendes and Sudakov with the goals. As the second leg, we do lose 3-2, but Malaga are the penalty prowesses. I don't know if that even makes sense. Salah missed, basically, and gave us the win. And the progression, oh, not the win. We didn't win. The progression to the next round is what I mean. The next round, though, Barcelona. Fellow countrymen at the El Libertador, but we know it's Nou Camp Nou, whatever you want to call it. Darwin Núñez up front. I always feel like the underdog can win when playing against a domestic side. We're going to have to beat a 3-1 deficit. That is very painful. Still, we've got to go again. At home, I'm not even going to do the press conference. Usually, press conferences save me. I'm not relying on it. And it's only a draw. Would have preferred that in the first leg, as we're out of the Champions League in the quarter-final after there were a lot of teams in there that I thought were beatable. And at the end of the year, it wasn't actually a good ending, but we still managed to get in the Champions League. I know we didn't win a game in the last month. Don't matter though, done his job. Real Madrid won the Supercopa this season, which we were in, and we lost to them as the Copa de España. Barcelona won it. We lost to Mallorca. We can't get into the final again. Champions League, Bayer Leverkusen and Barcelona. See, Barcelona went all the way. Manchester City, in this save, are definitely beatable. Even we could do it. Ledzema, I don't even need to check these stats anymore because it's Ledzema, Rojas, and Sudakov up there every single time without fail. Reach the final of the Champions League. Getting the Champions League again next year. We've got to really do these objectives. The board are being crucial with us. 137 million in the bank as well. Even though I can't find one player to sign. Absolutely nothing to talk about before the first or second game. Simulated over the first one. Damn it, missed that game against Sociedad. A 1-1 draw. I was too busy tracking the growth of a player. Now we're playing him out of position, which is Schaefer. But a 3-0 win in the second game against Granada, which we call in the first. Why not? And straight to matches rescheduled. Yes, we're making no signings. I'm going to base, of course, January on how we do as Milan, Feyenoord and Midtjylland. And not hard teams to have, in my opinion. I think they are all beatable. But it looks like all the stronger teams are back in the bloody competition. And halfway through, Europa League as it stands for next year. Good, but not quite Carlin. What I do want to check is the competition of competitions. We are through once more. We topped the group with Milan in it. We love topping groups. But we need to get to the top of the tree and win the whole damn thing. We're relying on one man and one man only, as it is so difficult to actually find free agents. Look at the pages. You can only see a few on each page. Literally no business I want to do apart from contracts. I don't want to lose anyone for next year. And now that's done, I'm still looking around. There is some decent players, but I've simmed all the way. into February, because I can't wait to play here against Bayer at the Bayer Arena. Desperately need a good performance. Every player in the team isn't up to scratch, but Ledzema gives us a 2-1 advantage. And Billy Sayre doesn't have to worry. Although a draw, we progress to another quarter-final. And we have Manchester United in the next round. To be fair, out of all them teams, apart from Dortmund, who we beat before, fanciest chances against the Red Devils. First leg at the Theatre of Dreams, and it proves to be the Theatre of Dreams for ourselves. Sadakov, Rojas, and Ledzema. I could have told you he scored without even scrolling down. Back at the La Rosaleda, and I don't know how we've got 2 players suspended for this. That is embarrassing, but still, we get another one suspended in the game. Sadakov. We've drawn 2 apiece, which puts us into a semi-final, but players dropping like flies. They're the teams going through. Dortmund's beaten City. I told you City were just easy to get past in this save. And we've got Dortmund to play. Still can't pronounce the name of the own stadium here. Sudakov is going to be replaced by Sarkisian, I think. A 2-2 draw. Lukvik, and then Rojas. And here we go, Signal Iduna Park. I've had to put Montoya at left back because we've got the suspended Herrera, but it doesn't matter because he fills in our youth player alongside Ledzema. We've had 2 this save going really strong. And Rojas with a brace puts us in the Champions League final. Who have we got in the final? Parc des Princes against PSG. They've got the home advantage. We're literally playing at their stadium. Unbelievable. And it's always PSG. I absolutely hate it. As we finished 10th in the league. I mean, I put no focus into the league. I have simmed a couple of games like actual sims and put a lot of weaker players into the lineup. That explains that. I had to try my hardest in the Champions League. Speaking of competitions, look at the conference final. Chelsea-Real Madrid. Real Madrid won it. I can't wait till that kind of happens in real life, you know. Like when there's 2 big teams in the conference. As Rojas outscored Ledzema. That is a shock. But it's coming. Hopefully our last season here before the biggest game of them all. Sudakov's back. Sarr will be in midfield. Schaefer's good on that wing. Let's go, Paris. Here we go. I don't find it fair that we've got to go to Mbappe's stomping ground. Then again, we've got Ledzema, and that's not fair on them. The definition of going into the lion's den right here. We're the underdogs. We've got to shock them, and we're up to doing it with that man right there. It's the new Messi versus Ronaldo type game, this one, isn't it? With Mbappe versus Ledzema. What can we do? Surely damage has to be done by our man. Can he have the first impact as well here? Because he's kind of got past the defense. Ledzema, one-on-one with Donnarumma, and he's took it quite wide. Oh, it almost trickled in. And it will be end-to-end. I can tell you that for free, because we're at their place. But we're not going to give in. What an interception that is from Lukic, the captain for today. The passing is brilliant, though. The block is even better. Gotta give it us all. Gotta give it us all. But Mbappe skipping round. Mbappe scores the opening goal. Oh, my days. We're in for a big one here. Already 1-0 down when we're away in Paris. We should have got this 1-0 done on the counter-attack. Gotta try and take your chances. Ledzema uses Sudakov, who's on the left-hand side for some reason. Still with a chance. It's a save, and then it's slammed home from our man. There we go. It's 1-1 in the Ledzema and Mbappe derby. And all square in the Champions League finale. Great goal. Just tapped out and slammed home from the number 14. Need to keep on focusing on the defensive duties. Look at the run of Ledzema, though. That is actually him on the ball. I didn't think he'd get on that. Turning the game around in style. Celebrations all round. We've gone from nothing to the Champions League final, and we're taking our chance with the over-the-top through ball. The classic FIFA goal. Classic FIFA, as that was a good tackle in from behind. It sometimes does work. Wait, I'm just watching Ledzema at the bottom of the screen making no runs, and he needed to there. We need to block this as well, because that's towards De Jong. Herrera with tackle of the century. Adam Lozek now on the run as well. We need to make sure they don't get another chance. Just stop them, please. There we go. Don't understand how it's a free kick, though. Kylian Mbappe to dink that towards the near post. Now break just before half-time. Could we have one? Schaefer, they've tried to cut him down. Oh, he was going into the space, referee. Still in his own half, I guess. 2-1. Come on, lads. We're better. We're better than this. The tackle comes in. Sudakov has to try and run away with this ball. Oh, brilliant work. He's still going as well with a couple of cuts inside. Now on to Pape Sarr. There's the run of Rojas. It's going to use Ledzema instead. Really good build-up play. Header comes in. Needed to be a volley, methinks. Lukic on the ball again. Again with a ball over the top into Sudakov, who needs to try and whip one in. 3-1. Should kill this game off. That's a good turn away. It's a foul, referee. It is a foul. PSG struggling to lay a glove on us when they don't have the ball. Now turn. Now go. Ledzema. Oh, he just needed to turn away. Still ball back to us. Fizz that into Lukic. Lukic, go. Try and whip that ball in now. That is a good decision. Keep on going though, lads. Don't give up. What a 1-2. Cut inside. Schaefer. Keep on going, lads. Don't give up. We've not got long left. And oh, trap. I thought it had gone past him in the last minute of the game. You can see Donnaruma's up. We need to defend this because Mbappe's won the header. Please, lads, get clear of that better than we did do. It's out. It should be a shooting opportunity, but it doesn't matter. We've won the game. Malaga 2, PSG 1, and I am literally, from the end of that game, sweating like I am in Malaga. Come on! The camera is gonna die on me, so I'm gonna end it with the trophy being lifted. But if you did enjoy this, of course, drop a subscription, like the video, comment, share, subscribe. Most importantly, we've just hit 15k. Thank you very much for that. And if you do have other suggestions for series, leave them in the comments below. As Lukic, this is what we wanted to see. Lift that bad boy in the air. Done in Paris, with Malaga, and without making a transfer.